The following roster and modding were provided by a willing individual. All remarks are meant for enjoyment and educational purposes.
Welcome back to the class, everyone. Today we have another mod shaming video. A reminder, the whole point of the series is for us to go out and look for real rosters and take apart their mods, trying to give helpful recommendations while playfully shaming them along the way. That being said, today we are going to be taking a look at General Grievous droid team. Now, I will say that me specifically, I prefer to use Newt on this team. That is a little bit reflective of my roster and how I use it, but I realize that a lot of people out there, including this player, are using Newt as his own team to lead and be able to fill out their GAC board. So we're going to be taking a look specifically at General Grievous and the rest of his droids. So let's go ahead and get started off with Grievous himself first. And Grievous, the dude wants health. That is like the main thing that he wants. There are a few other stats that are going to be helpful: crit chance, potency, as well as speed. Actually, you don't want a whole lot of speed on him, but he also can't just be dirt slow, because if he can never gets a turn to be able to get his AoE, target lock off, the team can just kind of stay behind and die. So starting off with him as first, I already love this cross. So really no shaming here. I guess we could shame the amount that he has a 4% offense hit on his cross here, which is kind of just completely wasted. And the reason why is because Grievous pulls his offense entirely from his max health. It is not going to be taken from there at all, different from Fox, who kind of has a little bit of both. All of his hits are like that, so I guess that's a little bit shameful, but ultimately potency here is okay. Health is also acceptable. Moving up to his circle here, this is also really great. We've got another big hit on, or a decent hit on speed. We have a decent hit on potency with, again, a health primary there. Triangle looking even better. We have all these. I hope this wasn't intentional. I guess this is probably good going forward for other characters to have these mods, but another huge hit on offense that is just kind of going nowhere. That's our third one. That's a lot of offense for Grievous. But yeah, health primary, 18 speed, very within the normal range. Awesome crit chance in there as well. Now here, this is where we get to a little bit of shaming, and this is going to change the overall picture of General Grievous's mods. We have no speed here, and if you can kind of make that work in a different way, that's good. But we also don't have really any potency. I guess, crit chance and flat health are good. But what this ends up doing to Grievous because of that mod is it drops his speed down to 183. We really want this to be above 200. Preferably 220 is a very good safe place to be, because if we look on the rest of his mods, and we keep kind of running into this again, where we do have nice health hits, but no speed. This is not where we want to be. Again, he can kind of function slower. This is actually a perfect example of what they should look like. 10 speed is good, percent health also fantastic, and a lot of potency. So we almost have really more potency that is warranted on him. I guess that's okay. He does have stacking potency through his lead, but any little bit you can get in secondaries here. So overall, Grievous is good. He could be better. Get him faster, especially, you gotta drop these mods that have no speed on him. That is very indeed shameful. I guess we'll just go up to B2 next, since he is the next in a row. And this, I already can tell I'm gonna like this. B2 has one of the weirdest and most specific pieces of modding out there, and it's kind of really great because he doesn't need speed at all, like zero. Doesn't want a piece of it. And the reason why is because his kit is gonna pretty consistently give him 100% turn meter whenever another ally is evaded or damaged by an attack. The evaded is pretty brutal, honestly. So he's gonna keep getting turns that way as long as he doesn't have a debuff that is going to prevent turn meter. There's a lot out there. Daze, shock. I'm pretty sure 2 stacks of confusion does it. Kyle Katarn, I'm pretty sure, has a debuff that also does it. Doubt, I guess, if we want to add that to the list. So he cannot be debuffed by those huge slew of ones that are going to stop him from getting there. That being said, he's going to need a lot of tenacity. Let's see how we did here. I really recommend, and then we're a little bit on the low spot here, so I think I know what the problem is. I really recommend 100% potency to be able to land your debuffs, and then just push everything, and I mean everything, into tenacity. Get that number as high as you can. And also, there it is, perfect crit avoidance. This you want, and the reason why you want crit avoidance on B2 makes him survive. That's kind of the duh answer. But if you actually look all the way over, and this will be important for Magnaguard too, but if you look all the way over at B1 actually naturally gives his team a ton of critical avoidance for every stack. So starting at the start of the battle, he's giving 0.5 times 100, so 50% critical avoidance. If you're going to hug that into whatever B2 can get from his crit avoidance arrow, you're actually getting like 85% crit avoidance, and you're going to actually be able to stop a lot of crits that are coming your way. It's a very good way to do it, so A+ on that. The rest of the stats there, defense, potency, very cool. Up here, again, we don't need, like, the speeds are okay. They're under 10, so it's kind of whatever. We have both protection and potency. I'm not seeing a lot of tenacity. We have a little bit here. This is good, too. 12 speed isn't terrible. Potency, protection, also very good. He needs to survive. He is going to have to tank a lot. And this is where I think I'm going to make my big recommendation. If you can, if at all possible, get this to a tenacity primary, because what's going to end up happening is you're going to get into a crucial match where shock from Mara Jade or days from, like, I guess Bad Batch is irresistible, but days from some other team is going to be able to land on them. It's just going to ruin your entire run. So you're very close to perfection. You're not quite there. And if you need to, don't be afraid of dropping these 8, these 12s, these 6s, and this whatever 5 speed off him. He can literally be at 0. Like, that's not a concern. It is a concern, however, if he gets dazed and he can't actually take a turn that way to be able to then push tournament to the rest of the team, because he does that whenever he applies his debuffs. So very, very good for B2. More speed on Grievous, more tenacity on B2. Next up is going to actually be B1. B1 does have a lot of flexibility because every single survivability stat for him does not matter, like at all. The way his kit works is he gets turned into 1 health, so protection does nothing, defense does almost nothing, tenacity almost also does nothing, because he's going to be able to shake those debuffs every time you get break one. So really, as long as we have offense, potency, and speed here, nothing else really matters. So overall, this is looking pretty good. Offense primary here, speed's fine here. I'm not going to be picky about that. This could be faster. Ooh, yeah, this one could use some help. This might need to be transferred to a pilot. Yeah, this isn't good. No percent offense, not high speed, and also no potency. Change that one. That one needs to go. 8, closer in the right direction, but not quite. So I'm guessing, what are we at here? Yeah, you want to be closer to 250 or even 260 if you can. So work on replacing these with a lot that have like just no speed and also just have nothing else really going for them. Especially when it gets to relics, you're going to want percent offense way more. This is fine. This is acceptable. Percent offense would be ideal, but that's honestly water under the bridge. This could also be faster. So work on getting B1 a little bit faster. Very similar to Grievous. You had the right idea, but I guess you have to do what you can with what you have. So that is going to take us over to Droideka. Now, Droideka, there are 2 ways to run Droideka, and I do favor one. 2 ways to run Droideka. You can either run him fast or you can run him slow. The idea behind running him really slow is that you are going to make this hit do a lot more damage. All right, where is it? Is it a basic? Oh, yeah. This attack is going to deal true damage, which scales based on the difference between his and his enemy speed. My big issue with leaving him dirt slow is he only gets to assist when he has already put on the shield generator, and he needs to take a turn to put on the shield generator. So in an ideal world, the best way to mod Droideka, in my opinion, is to have him just fast enough to go before everyone else on the team. Typically, the fastest on a Grievous team is B1. So let's say your B1 is 260. And the good news is we get a 25% speed boost, or rather 50% speed boost at the very beginning when he doesn't have the shield generator currently on him. So actually, where do we sit here? So 143. So I'm guessing that is just a little bit too low. I'm going to get up my calculator here. You guys can't see it. But if we times that by 1.5, he's actually at 214. So he does need to be quite a bit, in my opinion, he needs to be quite a bit faster. He needs to be able to get into that 260 range. I'm guessing that's about 160 speed or so. I guess I can do that right here. 1.5. Now it's more like 170. So if you can get him to the 170 range, he'll go first, he'll roll, and he'll still be pretty slow because he'll lose that bonus speed once he rolls. And then every single time he's assisting, he'll be doing a lot more damage. So it's really just kind of, my opinion, the better way to run him overall. But let's go ahead and look at the rest of the mods. He does just win a ton of offense. He deals true damage. So crit damage really doesn't do that much for him. So offense, very good. Protection is probably ideal. Wow, that's good. That is really good. I don't hate the tenacity set. It really doesn't matter. He wants offense. And if your tenacity sets have really good offense secondaries, run with the tenacity set. Or a broken set for that matter. So this is good. Again, he just needs to be a little bit faster. Now, this is probably where I would make the change. Honestly, this would be very easy. If you could swap this out here right now, get rid of the crit avoidance, put on speed on him, that would push him into the 170 range, and that would really fix your problem. He would be able to go before your entire team, roll, and then constantly assist and deal a lot more damage that way at the end of the day. So Overall, Droideka is close. Get him just a little bit faster, which seems to kind of be the motto on this, which is weird because Grievous isn't typically a very fast team. So Magnaguard, very important character for the Grievous team, and he does specifically need, I would argue, for defense and tenacity sets. He is your AoE cleanse on the team, and he's also actually your singular cleanse through his basic. That being said, you are going to need to make sure he doesn't just get stunned and dazed, because if he does, he's never getting out of it. So I would recommend a lot more tenacity on him than just straight survivability. The protection is good, the health sets are okay, but at the end of the day, I would definitely lean more towards a protection, defense, tenacity build than what we currently have going here. Like, yeah, that's not good, because if he gets, again, if he gets stunned or trapped in whatever he's doing, staggered, I don't care what it is, and he can't take a turn, then he's not going to be able to wipe the rest of the stuff off of the rest of your team. He needs to be able to do that. So really aim for more of a build in tenacity. And then similar to B2, get him with crit avoidance. We already talked about the whole B1 thing where B1's already sharing a portion of crit avoidance to the whole team. You should be taking advantage of that with both your tanks. Whereas the rest of your damage dealers, we want to deal damage. But with your tanks needing to survive, they really are going to need that crit avoidance. So Magnaguard overall is pretty close. Health, I'm not gonna whine about that. I guess protection would be better. But yeah, defense sets, tenacity sets, make sure that he's gonna have a much harder time getting hit with those debuffs, especially when we're already having a little bit coming from B1 himself. So a little bit of recap. Everyone's very close, but everyone's also just a little bit off. Grievous could be faster. B2, more tenacity. Your Magnaguard, also more tenacity. And then B1 and Droideka, just a little bit more speed, with Droideka really just having the simple solution of throwing a speed arrow on him. So if you have any questions, let me know. And if you too, you are watching this and you want your team to be shamed and you want to go for us to go over and review them and to see how the team should be modded, do join the Discord in the description below, and there will be a channel there for you to enter in all those details. So there should be instructions there too. But until the next time, guys, stay awesome.